Yet again, we are here, and I welcome you all to ACCA Accountants Tuition Center YouTube channel. My full names are Luando Franklin, the lead tutor and Chief Executive Officer at ACCA Accountants Tuition Center. In today's video, we are going to look at the hedging techniques for interest rate movements. So I'm going to explain one technique, but I'll mention also the other techniques. But those other techniques will be for another day. The first technique that we are going to look at today is forward rate agreement. Forward rate agreement. Forward rate agreement. Now, this is the hedging system for both the borrowers and the lenders. They would want to hedge against interest rate movements, which will be adverse to them. Now, I want you to understand that this method of hedging can only be used for the borrowers and lenders for 1 year only. Those who wish to hedge for longer than 1 year, they can use other hedging instruments. So I'll mention them, but for today, we are not going to look at them, such as the interest rate futures and options on the interest rate futures. Those can be used for more than 1 year. You can also use the interest rate swaps. Those can be used for longer periods. But for today, we'll be focusing on FRA. Now, I want to demonstrate for FRA, the lender and the borrower, it is a win-win situation. The interest that they agree with the bank is what they are going to pay. Even if interest rate changes, they won't be affected. And again, they won't be able to take advantage of favorable interest. So I'll demonstrate by looking at a very simple illustration. Let's look at the borrower. I'll call him B. So we have a simple diagram. If the borrower agrees with the bank, the interest to apply in the future when he borrows, for example, we say 10%, we'll call it FRA. They have agreed with the bank that in future, no matter the interest rate, you pay 10%. Now, this FRA is normally used where we are dealing with the floating rate of variable interest rates. So now, if at the time of borrowing, the interest now becomes 12.5%, the borrower will pay 12.5%. Now it will receive, the borrower will receive from the bank, it will receive 2.5%. Effectively, it will still pay the agreed interest of 10%. It is a win-win situation. Now let's look at the other situation where the interest has now reduced to 8%. The borrower in that situation will still pay. The borrower will pay 8%. and it will pay the bank 2%, and effectively it will pay 10%. So in the second situation, the borrower could not take advantage of the favorable interest rate because that's how also the bank will make profits. So that is on the side of the borrower. And now we need to look at the side of the lender. Let's look at the lender now. And thereafter we shall look at the question. The lender will call him L. The lender, they have agreed with the bank that they will receive 7% FRA. If the interest increases to 10%, the lender will receive 10%. That's not what they agreed. The lender will pay the bank 3%. And effectively, they have the net receipt of 7. Net return on the investment. That is situation number 1. Now let's consider situation number 2. If the interest drops to 5%, the lender will receive 5%, and it will receive, the lender will receive from the bank 2%. Effectively, they will receive 7%. So no matter the situation, what you have agreed is what you receive. So for the lender and the borrower, it is a win-win situation, although effectively they may not take advantage of the favorable interest rates. So now, let me explain something very important. Now, how do you quote the FRA, forward rate agreement? Now, I want you to understand the way it is quoted by the banks. So, for example, if a company is going to borrow in 3 months' time, or is going to lend, whatever the situation, for 5 months, the borrower is going to borrow in 3 months' time for a loan for 5 months. So it will be quoted as 3 to 5. 3 to 5, 5 plus 3, that will be 8. FRA. Then the interest will be there if it's 10. I'll give another example for emphasis purposes. Say the company is going to borrow in 4 months' time a loan for 6 months. So it will be quoted 4 to 10 forward rate agreement. So this is very important for exam purposes because that's how the examiner would give a number of FRA, and then you should be able to pick the appropriate forward rate agreement. Now, another point of emphasis, so to speak, is the forward rate agreement. You can also use it for speculation, even if you are not going to borrow. You don't need to have the actual amount because these are in the future. So you can use it for speculation purposes where you make profits. But of course, if it doesn't go well, you may make losses. So now we got to I want to give an example here. Let's look at an example where we have company K, company K Limited. Is that okay? K Limited has surplus cash which it wants to invest, surplus cash of 48 million. And today is 1st November 2021. And K Limited wants to invest on 1st February 2022 until 30th June 2022. The current interest is 4.09. K Limited can invest at less 20 basis point. Interest can increase or decrease. Interest can increase or decrease. By 0.9%. Are we together there? FRA offered by the bank. Three to 5%. And 3 to 7, 4.82. And 3 to 8, 4.5%. Are we together there? So the question is to determine what would happen for both increasing and decreasing. So that is the question. Now, the first thing that you do here is to make sure that you understand what is happening. What is happening here, the first thing always is to know what is the date today, now and investing, and repayment or maturity, repayment or maturity, repayment or maturity when you need the money back. So today we are told is 1st February 2021, and we'll be investing on 1 February 2022, and the amount to be required on 30th June 2022. So now, the purpose of determining that, or rather the purpose of having such type of information, is to determine when are they going to borrow and for how long. So here, in 3 months' time, that is from 1 November up to 31st January, that is 3 months. In 3 months' time, they are going to invest For how long? For 4 months. So this will be quoted as 3 versus 7 FRA. So which means you need to check here. So 3 to 7. So the FRA to be used in this question is 4.82%. That is very important. And in most cases, students have challenges to determine that. So now there are two situations. What would happen if the interest increases? Now, this is situation 1. Increase in interest will be, that is by 0.92. So this will be, the current interest is 4.09 plus 0.9, it will be 4.99 interest. But we are told that K Limited can borrow, or sorry, can invest at less 20 basis point. 20 basis point should be equal to 20 divided by 100. So they can invest at 4.99 less 0.2. So they can invest at 4.79. So what will be the situation? So now we have return on investment. Return on investment will be 4 upon 12 because we are lending for 4 months, multiplied by 48 million. Multiply by the interest, that will be 4.79. And this, the return in total will be how much? 768,400. Now, we had agreed 4.82. That's what we agreed with the bank, but we are getting 4.99. So the difference must be paid to the bank. Pay the bank. You are paying the bank the difference. 4.99 less 4.82 multiplied by 4 upon 12 multiplied by 48 million. So this we have, how much do we have there? 27,200. The net return will be 739,200. That is the net return. So that's what will happen when the interest increases. Now let's look at when the interest decreases. The decrease in interest. The decrease in interest. Decrease in interest by 0.9. This will go to first, that will be, we are going to add, that's, we are going to subtract from 4.09. This will be 3.19. We can invest 3.19 less 2. So this will be 2.99. So now what will be the return? Return on investment will be 4 upon 12 multiplied by 2.99 multiplied by 48 million. This gives us 478,400. Now, K Limited will receive from the bank because they had agreed to receive from the bank. They had agreed 3, that is 4.82, but it was 3.19. It was low, so they will receive. Multiply by 4 upon 12, multiply by 48 million. So they will receive 260,800. The net receipt will be 739,200. That will be the net receipt. So you can see that whatever happens in terms of changes in interest, the lender still receives the same amount. Same amount. That's why I was saying for both the lender and the borrower, it is a win-win situation. That is very effective hedging system. Now, again, I want to encourage our viewers to ask questions on this topic. You can ask questions in the chat box. The questions will be attended to depending on the availability of time. If your question is not attended to, it is due to time, but we'll actually try by all means to ensure that we attend to all the questions. Again, we are encouraging our viewers to make comments about the quality of this video, whether it is providing the required help to the students, and all the comments will be taken very, very seriously for it to help us to improve the delivery of our lectures. This video is relevant to students who are studying advanced financial management, and also those who are doing financial management for ACCA, advanced financial management for ACCA, and those who are doing the degree courses where they have a component of financial management. This video is very ideal. Again, we are encouraging our viewers, particularly new subscribers, to ensure that you hit the notification button so that you are able to receive the latest videos at any time. I am now ending the presentation. And again, I would like to thank all our viewers, both the new viewers and the old viewers, for the support that you are giving us. Thank you, and God bless you.